Untitled.
Done by Ben Arthur. It's a terrific run by Ben Arthur. He could go all the way. He has gone all the way.
Cisse. Oh, that is sensational!
Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here, and welcome to the beginning of a brand new FIFA 18 career mode. As you can clearly see, we are finally doing my annual Newcastle United career mode. I'm sure this doesn't come as a shock to the majority of you, but I am, of course, if you didn't know, a Newcastle United fan, and so I just by obligation have to do a Newcastle United career mode. And I'm going to be mixing things up this year with the Newcastle United career mode. I am really going to go for something I have not done before in the past, that's for sure. But for now, we'll keep it focused on the starting 11 and we'll take a look. This is what I've come up with at the moment. The formation is basically the exact same as how they're rocking it in real life at the moment. We've got Carl Darlow in goal. And by the way, the selections that I've made are only the best players possible in FIFA that I've picked and not like my representation of what I think our starting 11 should look like. Obviously, that's why we would have a player like Manquillo in there, or I don't know, who else? Like a maybe starting Perez, I don't know, or Darlow over at Dubravka, for example. It's just, this is the best team that I can put together in FIFA. But yes, Darlow in goal, Manquillo, Lejeune and Lascelles the centre back, and then obviously DeAndre Yedlin at right back. Most of those players should be fine. I'm not in a hurry to replace. We've got Christian Atsu at left midfield. We've got John Joe Shelby and Marino as the central midfielders, and then Matt Ritchie on the right-hand side. Perez playing at the centre attack and midfield position, which I might look to find a replacement for soon, but again, we'll get to that stuff very soon. And starting is Islam Slimani, who is on loan. I don't know if this is only going to be for half a season or for the entire season, but he will be starting, of course, way better than, in my opinion, using, I don't know, Dwight Gale or especially Hosselu. The substitutes include Dubravka, Kieran Clark, and Dummett as the defenders. We've got Kennedy, Mo Diame, Isaac Hayden, and Dwight Gale. And as for the rest of the reserves, definitely some other good players that you'll probably see featured at some point. Maybe if we train up a Jacob Murphy, and Mbemba maybe will kick on a little bit with his growth. You might see him featured later on as well. And then a couple of younger players I'll loan away and a few maybe potential Deadwood players as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm going to be switching things up a bit for the Newcastle United career mode. Now, in the past, I've had some pretty good career modes and I've done pretty decently. Like, one of the most recent career modes I did was with Everton. Not the most recent, but I did a career mode with Everton, and in the first season, we won the Premier League. Just like that, spent barely any cash, we just won the Premier League. That, of course, is not very realistic, and that is why I'm going to, for this career mode, try to make it as difficult for me as possible to finish even in the top 10. Like, that's how hard. Like, basically, the aim for my season should be to try to survive relegation, just like it is for Newcastle in this Premier League season as well. Take a look at the sliders that I have set for the CPU. Now, the worst I've ever played against has been, say, for shot error and passing error, it's been at 35, not fucking 25. And the best shot speed and passing speed that's been set for the CPU was 65. I have bumped this up to a ridiculous level. It could be near impossible for me to get a win with some of these kind of stats. We've of course got what? Goalkeeping ability up to 75 as well. I've never faced goalkeeping ability that high up as well. And I'll be honest, if I end up actually doing a surprisingly better job against the gameplay or against the CPU in games and I'm winning too much, then maybe I might even look to increase this even more. I'm trying to make this as hard as I can for myself to match what the sort of predicament Newcastle are in real life. I mean, there's a very real possibility you could see me be relegated in this career mode. That is what I'm genuinely going for. Not trying to get relegated by any means, but to make it an accomplishment not to go down on these settings. You can see too in the calendar as well that I completely said no to any sort of international friendly tournament as well, because not only am I making it extremely hard for myself gameplay wise and difficulty wise, I'm also going to be restricting myself when it comes to transfer budget as well. If you take a look at the budget that we do have this season, it's a little over 30 million and a little under 300 grand worth of wage. Now, at the beginning, I was thinking of cutting this down even more. You know how at the beginning of career mode, you can have the 60% increase to your transfer budget in the first season. I haven't selected that, and I'm only left with 46 or so million in the transfer budget. And to be honest, I was thinking about bringing that down even more, but if you take a look at the net spend that Newcastle has spent this season, that's pretty much bang on. So I'm okay with that transfer budget. I won't bring it back too much. So by now, I'm sure you've probably got the gist of it. We are going for the most difficult career mode I've ever done, and this is surely going to end up being one of the most realistic as well. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I've set up my scouting network as well because limited cash, won't be able to buy an awful lot of great players, so I've got to try to develop them if I can. I've got scouts going to France, Spain, and of course, I couldn't find a good English scout. Ewan Harris is the only bloke that we got, so we're going to send him away as well. In terms of transfers too, I do have some pretty nice high-rated players, but again, like, look at this. Quincy Promes, 35 million, and I'm definitely going to have to pay, look, between 45 and 66 million. I don't have that budget, so I can't afford an 83 rated player. I probably couldn't afford Aaron Ramsey. I couldn't afford Milinkovic-Savic, that's for sure, and a whole bunch of other really good players. I mean, honestly, I've got to be so restrictive with budget, it's ridiculous. I will eventually be making some signings and doing all that sort of stuff. I'll probably look to go once again for the younger player, lower rated players and develop them up so that hopefully they can crack into the starting 11, the higher potential guys. But this is it, the beginning of the most difficult, surely, career mode I will ever undertake, if at least in FIFA 18, that's for sure. I think we can call this the life under Mike Ashley career mode, I suppose. This is what Rafa Benitez has to deal with. You just use the players that you've got available, and fuck if you want to bring in anyone decent, that's it. This is going to be such an interesting career mode. Anyway, we are advancing now. I'm not going to make too many signings straight away. We'll wait a few weeks to get the information that we're on the players that we're scouting. But these, again, are the players that I'm training up. DeAndre Yedlin is one of them. We've got Manquillo, Lascelles, Marino, and Perez. I'm just training up players in my starting 11 at this point. Because if I can't bring in a lot of really good players to improve that starting 11, I may as well train whoever I've got in there at the moment. I should also mention as well that I'm probably going to maybe simulate a couple more games than I normally would as well. Only because I'm actually looking to go pretty deep in this career mode. Several seasons if possible. 3, 4, I don't know. I want to go at least a little further than I have done in the past with other career modes that I've done in FIFA 18 this year. Basically, what I'm thinking is that if we can get at least a month's worth of games done in one episode, then I'll be happy. If that means I've got to play 2 or 3 and simulate the rest, then I won't be too disappointed by that. Then I feel like that's okay. I don't want to sim too many, but I do at the same time want to make sure I'm keeping a good progress going. One other thing I should mention as well, another aspect that I'm adding to this career mode to make it even more difficult is I'm limiting myself to just one pre-contract signing a season. Just one. I am probably, maybe when it comes to career mode YouTubers, the worst abuser of that system of being able to pick up a player for free in the last year of their contract. I love it to death, but I'm only going to do it once, and if I can, I'm doing it for Aaron Ramsey. Just a great quality player to add to the midfield if we can, and obviously as you can see, or as I'll just let you know, he does finish in the last year of his contract. So that's why I'm hopefully going to go for him. If there's anyone else that I want to get, then too bad, because I'm only limiting myself to one. But I will start signing a couple of players, like for example, Alphonso Davies, who's just a nice player who's got a really cheap release clause as well. If possible, I'll still get him for less than that, but one of those players that's just high 60s, not really starting 11 quality at the moment, but with a bit of training after a season or so, will definitely be up and amongst it, and he's got a great high potential. So as we continue on in this career mode, that'll eventually turn out and pay off to be a really good signing. So I'm going for him now, and yeah, these are the players that I'm going to have to rely on in my first season when I've got bugger all cash. We will start things off with a modest 2.3. That's a little over, but still, that's a fair offer. All right, well, we probably could have got him for cheaper. That's a pretty quick negotiation, isn't it? Nice, thanks for coming. Oh my God, that bloke flew all the way from Vancouver to fucking Newcastle just to sit down and be like, we'll give you this much. And he's like, sweet, bang. Why did we not do this over the phone? All of these meetings are so pointless. Why are we not just doing this over Skype? That's what they should do in FIFA 19. You've got a computer right in front of you. Just back and forth over Skype, boys. Fucking set up a Discord, anything. And there we go. We've added Alphonse Davies. I've ended up bumping up his wage quite a fair bit since he's going from just the MLS getting paid bugger all to now Premier League club. But I love the look of this lad. I love the fact that he's got such a high potential, can play left mid and right mid. And we've now also got a young backup left mid and a young backup right mid as well. I quite like that too. Now, another position I really want to sign badly is a new goalkeeper. I mean, 72 rated Carl Darlow is not really going to cut it for me, especially when we simulate games. if you have a really low rated goalkeeper, it hurts you so much. 77 isn't that much better, but it is better. So that's why I really want to go for this man. We could get him next season for a hell of a lot cheaper because that time he'll be in the last year of his contract. But again, I don't know. I feel like I should go for him. But if I do, then that rules out the possibility of me getting anyone else that's decent. Look, I tell you what, we are only in the first season. I still really do need a better goalkeeper. It's the weakest position really in the team, or in terms of depth anyway. So that's why I'm going for Tomas Strakosha. I'll start things off with a $14 million offer. And they just want a slightly increase and make it a 10% sell-on clause. And you know what? I'm almost good with that. You know what? We'll just take it. That's barely anything. If we do end up selling him on 10%, what's that going to end up being if we were to sell him for what? Even 40 million? We'd be dreaming if we got him up to that high. But I mean, seriously, that's fine. As for wage, he's currently on about 34. I'll make a slight increase. Won't bother with bonuses or anything like that. I'll let them deal with it. Yeah, because they always bloody do. And they always seem to go for less wage a week than what they're always on. It's a weird one. But I guess they make up for it in signing bonuses and clean sheets and shit. But whatever. Boom. Wheeling and dealing. And on top of that, I love it when they say it's not quite where we're hoping for. Because that means I've got them for just the bare minimum that they're willing to accept. Bloody excellent business work by yours truly. So we've added Strakosha to the starting 11. I mean, the goalkeeper before Karl Darlow was 72 rated. Compare that to the rest of the team. It was really a discrepancy. So it's good to have a goalkeeper that's sort of on par with the rest of the quality of the starting 11. The next best area to improve would definitely be that center attack and midfield position area. But the cash is gone. The cash is fucking gone, boys, really. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, look, with the budget at a 50-50 split, we've got 10 million worth of a transfer budget left and 200 grand wage. Just like that, we've burned through so much of it just by buying one nice young player, one decent goalkeeper, and sending away 3 scouts across Europe. Just like that, we've burned through more than half of our budget. But we are approaching the first of the month, and for the next 9 months, we are going to be getting some scouting updates. We've got some decent scouts out there, nothing too crazy, but hopefully we can come up with some beautiful players that we can develop over the next couple of seasons as well. Because I'm trying to get, like I said, once again, a career mode that we get a couple of seasons deep in and we'll actually see these players making regular appearances. In France, however, we've got one man, Thomas Barrow. I don't know, I'm just assuming French silent T. That's all I could assume. But a max overall of 68, max potential 94, minimum potential 75. That looks great. I don't know about the wage though. It's, or the value, should I say. I'd expect it to be higher, but still, he's the best player we've seen so far. And every player that we get from England is absolute dog shit. Of course, Tottenham at St. James Park was the beginning of Newcastle's season in the Premier League, and yeah, that's a perfectly fine first game for me to get underway with. So then, first game of the season, first game with these absolutely insane sliders that I've got stacked against me in favour of the CPU. It was always going to be hard anyway, playing on Legendary against Tottenham as Newcastle, but now it's just gone to a whole other level. Oh boy, at least we've got a few players in my starting 11 that seem to have gone up in overall, like Marino, Yedlin, I think, by a bit. We've also got Strakosha as well. We just brought in him on as a goalkeeper, a new goalkeeper. He's gone up to 78 too. But yeah, we will see just how incredibly bullshit, stupid hard these new sliders are. Come on. Well, I've been looking forward to getting this underway for a while now. The Newcastle United career mode, the first game of it. We're finally really getting it kicked off here. But I don't know. What have I got myself into? I guess time will tell, but again, a reminder of the starting 11 for Newcastle United. That 4-4-1-1 formation. Slimani actually starting up forward, so it's nice to actually see him play a game in a Newcastle shirt, even if it is in FIFA. And as for the Spurs starting 11, it doesn't look too dissimilar to how it is right now. Sissoko is actually starting for them though, which is interesting. But here we go. Kicking off a brand new Premier League season. This is the toughest one that I'll have so far. And look, when it's me on the ball, everything should be fine. But the second I lose it and they regain possession, that's when things get concerning. And they've got the ball for the first time. Now, this is where I'm concerned. When I've got it, it's fine. But when they're on the ball, we see these sliders take effect. As Sissoko, I'm trying to contain him. He tries to slip in Aurier. Aurier goes around in one. Oh my God. That was their first attack. It's been less than fucking what? 10 minutes. I was triple teaming Sissoko. He somehow found a perfect ball in through to fucking Aurier. Shelby barely stuck out a foot. Son's right there. He just puts it right past the goalkeeper. I don't know how close it was to him. Could have done slightly better, but 10 minutes, man. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. I can't fuck up once. I can't even fuck up once before they score their first. Marino, good delivery. Slimani! Oh, there you go. Straight away from the counter, or not the counter. Straight away we score. And Islam Slimani. That was less than 2 minutes. Oh, I tell you what, there are handfuls to deal with when we're defending, but on the ball, they're defensively just about as good as any other team on Legendary. So, bring it on then. Good ball whipped into Slimani. The header is perfect. And he gets Newcastle United underway in the Premier League. Good ball that. Yedlin can get in here. The pace is unchanged. That's the thing. So we can use that. Crossed in. Dangerous. Atsu got his head onto it. Oh my God, that's hit the crossbar. Vor makes the save. We get it back, do we? No, not yet. Oh my fucking God. Oh God, no. This is just... Oh, I'm sticking with Kane the whole way. He lets fly from... It's got to be beyond 30 to 35 yards. It's just... How far out is he when he takes this shot? And you see the shot power that he generates. I'm trying to stay in front. Just the keeper's got nothing. He's got nothing he can do about it. That's that 75 shot power, 25 shot accuracy, or shot error, should I say, at work right there. And when it's a striker like Harry Kane on it, then you're toast. Slimani's done very nicely there. No, I wanted a fake shot. Ah! I can't fucking I can't make mistakes like this. Honestly, if I do, I will never be able to get back in the game. Gets it back. Still surrounded. Can I... Yes, I've squeezed that one in. This could be big. It could be. Slimani. Tackled. Perez. Out to the right. Marino. Slide tackle down. Is it in the box? It's not. It's just going to be a free kick that was inches away. Not even centimetres. Millimetres. Well, surely we laid this one off. Yep, Shelby's the one you want on it. Oh my God, he doesn't even get a fucking shot! Because I tried to take a touch with it. Oh, fuck's sake. And that's it, halftime. God, why didn't I hit it fucking first time? We got to change. Jose Perez coming off, and Mo Diame will come on to hopefully make some sort of an impact. Get it back. Yes. And again, Slimani, is he going to be in here? Oh, he might be. He's in. He is. Oh my God, how? Oh, goodness. Marino. Can he go for it? Why not? Oh, my God. He got good contact on it. Just a bit too high. Should have scored with Slimani, though. That's the thing. The goalkeeper ability, 75. It's gotten a little bit better. That just kept on rising, didn't it? It just would never go down. Is there an option? Oh, that'll work. No, maybe it won't. Cross again. Oh, dear. Shelby. He's in an offside fucking position anyway. Oh, that's great. Because there was still a chance we could have gotten a fucking attempt there. I'll be honest. I did not know what I was getting myself into with these slider settings. They definitely make a big difference. But I don't feel like it's totally... No! I'm going for fucking Shelby at the back. I think it was offside anyway. Can you please hold your fucking runs, boys? And that's it then. Full time, 2-1. I don't know if that was the exact same scoreline in real life as well at the beginning of this season. It was either 2-0 or 2-1. I don't know. But Tottenham won that game as well. So history has basically repeated itself then. And fuck it, really, I could have avoided this. For such ridiculous, outlandish CPU settings and the sliders being so far against me, I'm still getting chances to score, just like I have before. It's just that the opposition are ruthless. Every time they get the ball, when they're on it, they're a whole other level. And I think we'll be seeing a lot of goals in this career mode, if anything. When I finally do figure out a way to start getting the service that Islam Slimani needs, and I start finally getting, good attacks going, good looks, good chances to score, and maybe my players want to stay on fucking side for a change, then maybe we'll actually start banging goals into the back of the net, because defense of the opposition has pretty much remained the same. It's just their offense has gone to a whole other level. So it'll be a lot harder for me defending. That's the big thing. But we'll have to wait and see how that all fares in the next episode, because we're leaving it here. Away game against Huddersfield. That's a much more winnable game than against Tottenham for sure. There we have it, guys. First episode done. We couldn't pull out a surprise result against Tottenham to begin our season, but I'm not surprised that we didn't, shall we say. I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. If I get relegated like this, I'll be shocked. I really don't think I'll be getting relegated. I don't think I'll be cracking top 10. Just off one game, it's hard to tell, but I think we may have a pretty good balance here when it comes to overall difficulty. Like, every time I get a win, it's going to be a big deal, I think, in this career mode, which I'm all for. It means the wins are actually going to be celebrated a lot more. But But you know what? I'm still all for it. We've got restrictions on spending. We don't have as much cash as we normally do, so I can't bring in the superstar players. We have a genuinely tough challenge with gameplay, and with playing games, trying to get wins is even harder than before. So I'm all for this, boys. I'm all for this. Bringing on a real realistic career mode and a real challenging career mode. It's a fresh change of pace. Let's see how it all ends up. Until the next episode of this Newcastle career mode, guys, my name is MasterBucks. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good one.